big. There's something big walking.
We're just standing there. What do you want?
Locals point a camper towards an iron-gated entrance where children often claim to see strange phenomena. Determined to investigate, the camper sets out.
Some woodland. She says kids often complain about seeing strange things there.
Upon entering the woodland, he navigates the terrain, noting the nearby cricket fields and the eerie quiet. As he explores, the camper describes signs of human presence, makeshift shelters and fire pits, while remaining alert for anything unusual. The atmosphere grows tense as he moves deeper into the woods. The rustling of leaves and distant animal calls only add to the unsettling ambience. He can't shake the feeling of being watched, his senses heightened by the stories he's heard.
So we're having a little look around and been speaking to part landowner there, and this is a nice dog. He's actually, paying a bit of respect to his dogs.
However, an encounter with a local man changes the narrative. The local man, clearly intoxicated, claims the land as his own and speaks of buried pets. The camper tries to engage respectfully, but the man's unpredictable behavior raises alarms. The stranger's slurred speech and erratic movements put the camper on edge. He's torn between curiosity about the man's stories and concern for his safety.
Yeah, I'm going to look down there first, see what... I've seen one spot, but...
It's not really a look at, is it?
All I'm looking for is like a nice...
Realizing the situation has derailed his original plan, the camper decides to leave, disappointed but undeterred. He plans to return another day, this time with proper permission from the actual landowner. As he packs up his gear, he can't help but feel a mix of frustration and excitement. After finishing work near Bournemouth, a camper searches for a place to set up as daylight fades. He finds a scenic woodland, but notices it's more populated than he prefers. With time running out, he quickly seeks a stealthy spot to pitch his camp. The chosen campsite is nestled between two roads, promising some background noise but nothing too bothersome. As rain falls, he swiftly sets up his amok Drauma hammock and tarp.
A bit extra protection, just in case the wind starts blowing through the side of the hammock. But anyway, if nothing else happens, I'll catch you in the morning.
He keeps his gear dry with a ground tarp and prepares coffee, contemplating an early dinner of noodles. The sound of rain on the tarp becomes a constant companion as evening sets in, and he settles in with gloves to ward off the chill. But then he has a chilling encounter.
I can hear you.
Around 11:30 p.m, he's jolted awake by strange sounds, bipedal footsteps near his hammock. Despite checking with his torch multiple times, he finds nothing, leaving him unsettled throughout the night. He wraps up his trip on a rainy, misty morning, enjoying coffee and oats before packing up. Despite getting soaked, he stays positive and leaves no trace, apart from a dry spot where his camp had been. Two friends, Aldo and his companion, set out to camp in the eerie Dole Forest, known for its haunted reputation. Having explored the area before, they've seen dolls hanging from trees and signs of cult rituals. They pack their camping gear and some dolls to add to the collection this time. While preparing for their stay, they hear mysterious bell sounds.
Hey. What the frick is that? What is, guys, that's the sound of the bell, hey!
During this time, Aldo encounters a man in a red cloak carrying a bell, which alarms them both. Upon reuniting, they find threatening messages written on their tent.
What the hell? Oh my god! Somebody wants his dead, dude. Leave or die. Whoa!
Despite this, they continue to explore the doll area, finding it changed by a recent tornado, yet the dolls remain mostly undisturbed.
Come to this forest, everyone. That is new, dude. This is using some weird energy. That bee almost got me, or freaking giant wasp.
As night falls, they conduct a paranormal investigation using tools like a spirit box and REM pod. Several unexplained events occur, including a doll spontaneously catching fire and their equipment behaving strangely. They also hear disembodied voices warning them to leave, but the worst is yet to occur.
Wait. What did that?
The situation escalates when their phone is violently thrown from a tree, and they discover their campsite ransacked, likely by the man in the red cloak. Overwhelmed by fear and the escalating paranormal activity, they abandon their camping trip and leave the forest immediately. In a different part of the world, a group of friends found themselves in an equally tense, albeit very different situation. Their story begins on a light-hearted note, with the friends gathered to plan their upcoming workout routine. Little did they know that their next adventure would take a dark turn. Days later, the group embarked on a camping trip, seeking solitude in the wilderness. They found a spot far from civilization, or so they thought, and set up their campsite excitedly for the night ahead. A distinct and clear human voice cut through the night air about 20 feet away. The friends froze, exchanging confused and worried glances. One of the friends, hoping to diffuse the tension, called out a friendly greeting.
Hey, yo, what's up?
The response they received could have been more welcoming. A torrent of curse words erupted from the darkness, the unseen stranger's anger palpable in every syllable. The abuse in the voice suggested deep resentment at their presence in what the stranger seemingly considered their territory.
It's dogs.
Fear gripped the group as they realized the potential danger of their situation. Without a word, they began to quickly and quietly pack up their belongings. As they worked, they kept casting nervous glances into the darkness, half expecting the angry stranger to emerge at any moment. In a bid to go on a stealth camping on the roof of a restaurant, a camper dresses as a construction worker to blend in and avoid suspicion. As he climbs to the roof, he unexpectedly encounters another person already there.
Yeah, I'm not a threat to you. I'm not gonna with you or nothing. I swear, I'm Sam.
I'm Jay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you work for the city?
No, I'm pretending to be a construction guy so I can...
The person on the roof, who introduces himself as Sam, claims to have worked at the restaurant before and is currently staying there. He also added that he plans to turn himself in jail in a few days.
Scared the living crap out of me, but I got all my stuff ready to go.
Taken aback by this encounter, the camper decides not to camp on the roof as initially planned.
Yeah, I hear you.
The camper expresses his shock and fear at the encounter. He speculates about the man's background and potential dangers, noting that he claimed to be a wanted felon. He abandons his camping plans despite having prepared food for the night. A camper introduces a new adventure for his Boon Like a Camp or Camp Like a Boon series. He's participating in the February water challenge set by Basic Stealth Camping and Adventures. He's chosen a tourist spot near the water where people can walk and bike. Unable to sneak into his preferred camping spot, he decides to be more prominent, using the strategy that if you look too obvious, people won't expect you to be camping. The adventurer shows the area, waiting for people to leave so he can set up his camp. He finds a spot behind some bushes near a lake or pond, noting the presence of many geese and traces of wild pigs. He expresses relief that no wild hogs are currently occupying the spot. As darkness falls, the adventurer gathers wood for cooking and prepares to cook his fish. It's around 9 p.m. on a Sunday, and he only expects a few people to be around. Suddenly, the narrative shifts as the camper is discovered. He packs up his gear and explains that he's been caught by forest rangers with an office in the domain. They've taken his passport and 2 cameras, and he needs to go to their office.
I'm packing up my gear. I'm out of here. I have to go to the office. These foresters, they have an own office.
He packs in the dark, lamenting the adventure's unexpected turn. Later, the camper heads to the forester's office to retrieve his ID and cameras. In a similar vein of daring adventure, 2 intrepid car campers set out on a perilous journey. Their destination, a camping spot notorious for recent bear attacks. Despite the apparent dangers, they enthusiastically embraced the challenge. Their chosen campsite, a daunting 50 to 60 kilometers from their starting point, offered breathtaking views of mountains, distant villages, and twinkling city lights. Upon arrival, the campers immediately gathered firewood, heeding the advice of a passerby who stressed the importance of maintaining a constant fire for safety. With darkness falling rapidly, they prioritized fire starting over tent pitching, acutely aware of the dangers lurking in the shadows.
Oh, you know. Oh.
The sound of animal noises nearby sent shivers down their spines, not entirely due to the cold. They opted for a quick meal of instant noodles, their senses heightened by the potential threat surrounding them. Throughout the night, every rustle and growl kept them on high alert. They abandoned the idea of sleeping in the tent, opting instead for the relative safety of their car. Hastily, they packed up their sight, forgoing their morning coffee in their rush to leave the bear-prone area. While nerve-wracking, their adventure pushed them to their limits and provided an experience they would soon remember. In a daring solo adventure, our adventurer heads into the North Yorkshire moors for a stealth wild camp, using only a hooped bivvy bag for shelter. Without his dog Lily, he feels exposed as he explores the rugged terrain, finding a childlike wonder in the natural beauty around him.
Sorry guys.
As dusk approaches, he loses his phone, sparking a frantic search that ends with a dead battery. This mishap forces him to set up his bivvy bag in fading light, his cold hands struggling with the unfamiliar equipment. A peaceful forest becomes a backdrop of unsettling sounds, amplifying his anxiety. As he settles into his makeshift shelter, the solo camper can't help ponder the psychological aspects of his solitary adventure. He acknowledges that one of the driving forces behind his decision to spend the night under the stars is the desire to avoid the long drive home after a day of exploration. Exhausting and drained, retracing his steps was too daunting to contemplate. Despite his experience, fear grips him in the darkness, leading him to question why he subjects himself to such stress. Yet, beneath the fear, he finds a thrill in his resilience and the raw beauty of nature, untouched by modern comforts. In the rugged terrain of the Peak District, our intrepid adventurer embarks on his final camping expedition of 2021, armed with hope for clear skies and breathtaking vistas. As he ascends to his chosen campsite, recommended by a fellow outdoor enthusiast, the landscape unfolds before him, misty valleys below and a pink sky adorned with the moon above. It's a scene of tranquil beauty, belying the challenges ahead. As darkness descends, so does the temperature, plummeting rapidly and setting the stage for a night of unexpected trials.
It's looking like quite a nice evening. Temperature shouldn't get down too low. Hopefully.
As night deepens, our camper's plans to capture the starry sky are thwarted by an overzealous moon and uncooperative batteries. But it's not the technological challenges that genuinely test his mettle. It's the primal, guttural sounds emanating from the darkness beyond his tent.
I don't know if you hear that.
At first, he tries to dismiss them as the typical sounds of the wilderness, the hooting of owls, the rustling of leaves, or the distant howl of a wolf. But these sounds are different. They're closer, more menacing, and seem to be closing in around him.
Did you hear that?
Dawn breaks, bringing with it a sense of relief and renewed purpose. Our adventurer emerges, sleep-deprived, but determined to capture the sunrise he braved the night to witness. In the middle of the wilderness, what starts as a peaceful camping trip takes a sudden turn. The once calm and familiar woods now feel eerie and foreboding.
Is this you?
Where is she? No, I promise. Not intentionally, at least.
I don't think it was a brain.
Strange noises pierce the night, sending chills down their spines. They noticed a peculiar scratch on their vehicle, making them realize they weren't alone in the woods. The once comforting woods now feel ominous and threatening.
You hear that? Like that.
Their anxiety escalates as they overhear the mention of a gun nearby. Though likely innocent, the potential danger looms large in their minds. Faced with a critical decision, they debate their options: stay put, relocate, or flee altogether.
Just
As the night wears on, the safety of their vehicle becomes their sanctuary, but their ordeal is far from over. Upon returning home, a chilling revelation awaits them. News breaks of campers found dead in Michigan, a coincidence too eerie to ignore. Investigators embark on an overnight mission in a forest known for sinister legends to uncover the truth behind reported paranormal activities and skinwalker sightings.
Figure out if... What? Hold on.
Yeah, I heard that. Where's the flashlight?
As darkness falls, their initial excitement turns to dread. Eerie sounds echo through the trees, and inexplicable footsteps circle their camp, hinting at unseen threats. The forest, unnaturally dark and foreboding, seems alive with danger.
It's not.
Oh, yeah? That's not funny. That is not funny.
They conduct a spirit communication session using various devices, receiving messages about dangers in the forest and entities watching them. Their cameras around the campsite capture strange movements, and one camera gets violently knocked over by an unseen force. As they continue investigating in the early morning hours, they hear more unexplained noises and voices, including what sounds like a young girl saying she's hiding and misses her family. The investigation culminates in a scary encounter in which the team hears threatening noises closing in on them from all directions. In a heart-pounding climax, the team flees, shaken by an experience far more terrifying than any camera could capture. In the heart of a seemingly innocuous local park, our intrepid stealth camper embarks on what he believes will be a routine overnight adventure.
There's somebody, hang on. I don't know if they can see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but...
As dusk settles, an unsettling atmosphere descends upon the wooded area. Our camper, acutely aware of every snapping twig and rustling leaf, can't shake the feeling of being watched as he sets up his modest one-person tent. The night takes a sinister turn as footsteps approach in the darkness. Our camper's heart races, his breath shallow, as he desperately tries to remain undetected.
See you. Hello. All right, I'm getting out of here. We're getting the hell out of here. Hello. What do you want?
Suddenly, the situation escalates as the unknown individuals begin touching and pulling on the tent. Panicked, the camper calls out, but receives no response. The tent collapses on him as the strangers mess with it from the outside. In a frenzy, he abandons his campsite and flees through the pitch-black forest.
Get away from me! They're coming behind me. I don't know what they're doing. They could just be around.
The sound of pursuit and distant flashlights only fuel his terror as he stumbles and falls. Finally reaching the safety of his vehicle, our camper escapes, leaving his gear and sense of security behind. The dawn brings little comfort as he returns to salvage what remains of his adventure. In the shadowy depths of North Georgia's wilderness, two intrepid investigators return to a hunter's camp, the site of their previous enigmatic encounters. They explore the area, noting new features like a pavilion and a bathroom structure they hadn't seen before. Initially, the atmosphere seems quiet and uneventful. As night falls, the seemingly peaceful forest transforms into a realm of mystery. An inexplicable tree shatters, and the silence echoes from various directions. Our investigators, hearts racing, attempt to establish communication. Their knocks are met with eerie responses. The tension escalates as bone-chilling screams pierce the darkness.
Whoa. That was a scream.
Yeah, that was a human scream.
These are no ordinary animal cries, but deep, almost human-like wails that send shivers down their spines. Footsteps crunch through the underbrush, and shadowy figures flit at the edge of their vision, always out of reach.
Listen.
Whoa.
Yep. As the night wears on, the sense of being watched grows oppressive. Strange noises continue to plague our investigators, their equipment failing as if in response to some unseen force. The small, locked building they discover only adds to the mystery, its contents forever hidden from their prying eyes. With their technology dying and nerves frayed, our brave duo decides to conclude their investigation. In a dense, shadowy forest, Jer Bear returns to a site known for previous Bigfoot encounters, his heart already pounding from eerie noises heard during an earlier live stream.
There's another bang.
With a mix of curiosity and fear, he steps out of his vehicle to leave a fruit offering near a burn pit, hoping to attract the elusive creature. As soon as he places the fruit, the forest responds with ominous knocks, echoing through the trees and sending chills down his spine. As night falls, the forest becomes unnervingly active. Gerber hears footsteps crunching through leaves, knocks in response to his attempts at communication, and catches fleeting movements just beyond his flashlight's reach.
I know you heard that. I know you guys heard that.
His fear grows as he considers using his new night vision camera to scan the darkness, but the thought of what might be revealed proves too much, and he sticks to his flashlight instead. The tension escalates when something significant seems to move nearby. Unseen, but there, Gerber's courage wavers as he battles the desire to uncover the truth and the instinct to stay safe. In a final, nerve-wracking moment, he spots what seem to be glowing orange eyes in the distance. This sight pushes him to abandon his overnight mission, choosing safety over further exploration. A YouTuber sets out on a camping trip in the spring woodlands with his new pole tent and military MREs. As he sets up his gear, he's excited about the spacious tent with a stove jack and fire-resistant mat. However, the real story of this trip is not about his equipment. Around the campfire, a filming session with his father unexpectedly led to a confrontation with local law enforcement due to a misunderstanding about their firearms.
I'll pass you some names in a second, but one of the gentlemen actually owns this woodland and has got air rifles. And a shotgun.
The YouTuber's spring camping trip turns unexpectedly when a jogger spots him and his father handling firearms for their video. This leads to a tense encounter with local police responding to the jogger's report.
2021, November 21, yeah.
Boy, don't look at me.
Yeah, would have managed. Yeah.
After checking their credentials and firearms licenses, the situation is resolved peacefully. As night falls, he settles into his tent, lit by an LED strip. Morning arrives with gentle rain, prompting him to reflect on the convenience of MREs and the importance of leaving no trace in nature. The memory of the police encounter, however, stays fresh in his mind. His experience is a reminder that even a quiet camping trip can take an unexpected turn. In the frigid expanse of southern Alberta, our intrepid explorer embarks on the January 2020 Stealth Camping Alliance Challenge, his truck serving as both transportation and shelter against the howling winds. The ghost town of McNab, once a bustling railway community, now stands as a silent sentinel to his daring endeavour. As night falls, our protagonist settles in, the distant rumble of trains fueling his excitement. Despite the biting cold, he remains optimistic about his chances of remaining undetected, but fate has other plans.
All good there, brother?
Alright.
Yeah, man. Enjoy your camping.
I know it's weird and you get people's attention for some reason.
The crunch of gravel signals the arrival of local law enforcement, drawn by reports of a suspicious vehicle. Though allowed to stay, the magic of the challenge is broken. Frustration and disbelief war within him as he contemplates the premature end to his adventure, barely 3 hours into what should have been an all-night affair.
At least you have paying attention, right? So nothing happens in the area.
I'll go with that. It's all good.
Whatever. I just gotta check you up.
As he drives away from McNab, its ghostly silhouette fading in his rearview mirror, our adventurer reflects on his growing list of law enforcement encounters during his camping adventures. The question lingers, will he ever truly master the art of stealth camping? Despite this setback, his spirit remains unbroken. He vows to return and try again, knowing that in stealth camping every failure is a lesson, and every setback is a stepping stone to future success. In the eerie remains of Tom's abandoned house, paranormal investigator Mo Sagi returns to the site that marked the beginning of his channel. As night falls, Mo sets up his ghost hunting gear, ready to face whatever the darkness holds.
Where the hell are you? I'm right here on your property, right underneath your...
His camera catches a shadowy figure in the distance, and terrifying screams echo through the forest, adding to the tension. The investigation intensifies at a nearby cemetery, where Mo tries to connect with the spirits. Strange clicking sounds emanate from the tombstones, and ghostly apparitions flicker at the edges of his vision.
You see what I just said? The lady screams at night. So there's a lady, I wonder if it's Ed. Yo, if we catch a woman screaming at night...
During the investigation, Mo's exploration takes a frightening turn. Without warning, he feels a sharp, searing pain across his back. He cries out in shock and alarm, describing the sensation as invisible claws raking across his skin. His companion, witnessing Mo's distress, rushes to his aid.
Have your permission?
My back! Scratching me! What? Scratching me! What are you talking about?
They struggle to rationalize what happened, their minds racing with possible explanations. The incident adds a new level of tension to their investigation. Despite the unsettling experience, Mo feels a sense of accomplishment and is driven to continue exploring the mysteries of the paranormal world. In the depths of New Jersey's Pine Barrens, friends embark on a journey into the heart of the Jersey Devil's territory. They embark on a camping trip to investigate the myths surrounding the area, particularly the legend of the Jersey Devil.
You're telling me there's a giant horse bat that lives in here somewhere and we're sleeping in here?
We're gonna be the only ones out here.
No, 100%. Guys, we're not really sure.
As they trek deeper into the forest, their excitement is mixed with fear. Their ghost hunting equipment picks up strange signals, adding to the tension. The challenges of the forest, getting lost, failing gear and rugged terrain, test their resolve, but they press on, determined to uncover the truth behind the legend.
Yeah. Listen, everyone quiet. Is that a growl? That was a growl.
As night falls, the woods become increasingly eerie. The group gathers by a lake to conduct a séance. Their nervousness is evident as they attempt to communicate with the unknown. Suddenly, a chilling howl echoes through the forest, sounding like a wolf or coyote. This proves to be the tipping point for the group.
What the heck was that?
Panicked, they quickly abandon their equipment and run back to their campsite. With the arrival of dawn, the friends pack up and reflect on their eerie experiences. While they didn't encounter the Jersey Devil, the strange events have left a lasting impression. In the shadow of a notorious haunted house, our intrepid vlogger and his companions embark on a camping adventure that quickly takes an unexpected turn. As they arrive, the skies open up, unleashing a sudden and fierce snowstorm. The group scrambles to set up their tent, their plans for a pleasant evening rapidly transforming into a battle against the elements. But it's not just the weather that keeps them on edge. Strange noises emanate from the darkness, drawing them out of their tent and into a confrontation with something that defies explanation. Their brush with the supernatural sends them scurrying back to the relative safety of their tent, hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. As dawn breaks, the landscape is blanketed in snow. The following day, the vlogger reflects on the night's harrowing adventure. The extreme cold had taken a toll, freezing their cameras and phones, a stark reminder of their challenges. The stealth camping adventure begins with frustration as the adventurer struggles to find a suitable spot, thanks to the height barriers in the rural areas. After several failed attempts, he finally settles on a place at Leith Hill, though it could be better due to the steep slope, making sleeping arrangements tricky. As night falls, he turns on his heater to combat the cold and cooks a curry for dinner. However, his peaceful evening is disrupted by unexpected fireworks near his van, leaving him puzzled.
Is someone exploding fireworks?
Throughout the night, the van's sloped position presents various challenges, including problems with water drainage in the sink. Despite these setbacks, he manages to find comfort in his mobile home.
Man, I'm not even joking.
In the morning, he's greeted by a stunning frosty landscape, noting it's the first frost and ice he's seen this season. The heater ran all night without draining the battery, and he uses a window vacuum to clear condensation, praising it as a must-have for cold weather vehicle camping. While challenging, this experience reinforces his love for the nomadic lifestyle and the beauty of waking up in nature, even on the coldest mornings. In the tranquil expanse of Rampart Range Road, connecting Littleton and Colorado Springs, our adventurer and his family embark on what should have been a peaceful midweek camping trip. Little did they know, danger lurked in the shadows of this seemingly idyllic setting.
Give Mom the phone. No, here, give inside. I should give him. Yeah. No. They're 2 miles away.
The family's slumber is shattered at 4 a.m. by the intrusive roar of a four-wheeler. What follows is a heart-pounding encounter with a drunk couple, their aggression escalating from loud cursing to physical threats. Our adventurer finds himself in a precarious position, attempting to protect his family while diffusing a volatile situation. As the belligerent pair disappears into the forest, leaving behind their disabled vehicle, the family faces a crucial decision. Do they flee, abandoning their campsite in the dead of night, or stand their ground against potential further confrontation?
I could give him a ride 2 miles here, and it'll be done.
Choosing to stay, our adventurer transforms their camp into a fortress of light, retrieving a pistol as a last resort. The tense wait for the couple's return is palpable, each passing minute stretching into eternity as the family prepares for the worst.
You're not gonna hurt me, okay? I'll figure it out. Please
They didn't harm you.
Where's my keys?
The couple's return brings a fresh wave of tension. However, their offer of assistance with their vehicle proves to be a turning point, slowly diffusing the hostile atmosphere. Our intrepid duo embarks on a daring UFO hunting expedition on the fringes of America's most enigmatic military installation. After a grueling 7-hour journey, they find themselves enveloped in the pitch-black darkness of the Nevada desert. The biting 45-degree chill only adds to the sense of isolation as they set up camp on the razor's edge of public access to Area 51. During their observation, they spot a circular object moving east to west toward Groom Lake. The object is only visible for a second before disappearing. This sighting prompts them to move closer to the entrance of Area 51. As the mysterious object vanishes from sight, their excitement reaches new heights. The team notices security personnel in the distance, barely visible in the darkness, silently watching the perimeter. Despite the potential danger, our brave investigators continue their exploration. Their determination pays off when they spot a strange, glowing object zigzagging between far-off mountain peaks, leaving them in awe of the unexplained phenomena they've witnessed. The tension peaks as they spot 2 security personnel observing them through binoculars. Feeling exposed and vulnerable, our UFO hunters make the difficult decision to retreat. In the heart of raccoon territory, our intrepid group of campers sets out for what they believe will be a peaceful retreat into nature. Little do they know, their adventure is about to transform into a heart-pounding battle of wits against some of the forest's most cunning inhabitants.
I think one knows how.
As night falls, the first signs of trouble emerge. The rustle of leaves and the scratching of tiny claws alert our campers to the presence of their masked adversaries. The group's initial amusement at the sight of these furry bandits quickly turns to concern as they realize the true extent of the raccoons' determination and intelligence. Throughout the night, the campers are constantly vigilant, their fear growing with each bold incursion by the raccoons.
Look at them all. Get up. There's a baby. What's he eating? Just snagged something.
By morning, the damage is evident. Chewed batteries and blood-stained vehicles reveal the extent of the raccoon attacks. Despite this, the campers continue their day.
Up in your car?
Is that blood?
Blood? What is that? Yeah.
I don't know.
They were out here fighting, I know. Oh, it's all over.
As evening approaches, the adventurer sets up a complex trap to outwit the raccoons. Kielbasa is tied to a high pole with additional bait and a strategically placed chip bag to divert and frustrate the raccoons. The campers then prepare s'mores using a different method, building them before cooking. As night falls, they hear rustling sounds, indicating the return of the raccoons. However, the raccoons manage to get the Kielbasa. In the heart of Cannock Chase, a forest steeped in supernatural lore, our intrepid group of paranormal investigators gathers for a night of otherworldly exploration. The team camps in the reputed domain of werewolves and black-eyed children as darkness descends. Their arsenal of ghost hunting equipment comes to life, lights flashing and spirit boxes crackling with eerie messages, hinting at the unseen forces surrounding them.
Did you hear that voice? Yeah. Just whilst you were talking, there was a voice over you.
The forest seems to come alive with malevolent energy. Footsteps echo in the distance, whispers carried on the wind, and blood-curdling screams pierce the night. Shadows dance at the edge of their vision, circling the camp like predators stalking their prey.
It come from here, didn't it?
The tension reaches a fever pitch when Dave, one of the investigators, experiences a chilling incident, his silver cross seemingly burning his hand, a detail that sends shivers down the companions' spines. This unsettling event, coupled with the increasing sense of dread, prompts some team members to retreat, unable to withstand the oppressive atmosphere.
Honestly, something moved here. I heard it.
As the night wears on, those who remain push deeper into their investigation, driven by fear and fascination. They recount the chilling legend of a man's Faustian bargain for lycanthropy, adding another layer of horror to their already fraught expedition. By dawn, even the most stalwart investigators are forced to concede defeat, fleeing what they believe to be an evil presence, intent on driving them from their territory. As they depart, questions linger in the air. What secrets does Cannock Chase hold, and will they dare return and face its terrors again? In the bustling heart of Houston, our intrepid YouTuber embarks on his most daring stealth camping adventure yet, transforming a U-Haul truck into an urban oasis. Under the cover of darkness, he navigates the concrete jungle, settling in a strip mall lot behind the towering Galleria. His makeshift home on wheels becomes a fortress against prying eyes as security guards prowl the perimeter, unaware of the secret sanctuary within. Adversity strikes early as our protagonist discovers his water pump has failed, leaving him with a meager supply. Undeterred, he channels his inner chef, crafting a spicy chicken udon stir-fry in his compact kitchen. The sizzle of the wok competes with his heart pounding as a security guard's flashlight beam dances perilously close to his hideout.
We almost just got towed.
Dawn brings a rude awakening as the screech of a tow truck threatens to end his adventure prematurely. Quick thinking and knowledge of the law save the day, but force a hasty retreat to a nearby hotel parking lot. As morning light reveals the challenges of the night, our YouTuber reflects on his close call, sharing insights with his audience about the art of urban stealth camping. He proudly showcases the ingenious modifications to his mobile home, a testament to his commitment to minimalist living and maximum efficiency.
They're trying to pick up my truck. Funnily enough, before I was going to sleep, I was reading up a little bit. I found out that you can't tow a car if somebody's inside it.
This nail-biting escapade serves as a masterclass in urban survival and ingenuity. As our adventurer signs off, inviting viewers to suggest his next destination, one can't help but wonder, in a world of increasing surveillance, how long can the thrill of stealth camping in plain sight endure? In the heart of a dense pine forest, a hiker and his dog embark on a routine trek that quickly turns unexpected. As they ascend the steep trail, an eerie stillness surrounds them. The lack of wildlife and flickering shadows create an unsettling atmosphere. The hiker notes the forest's history as a once popular hiking spot, now overgrown and abandoned. Old hiking ramps and neglected trails are ghostly reminders of the past, while the forest seems to observe their every move. He sets up his tent in a clearing, a small sanctuary in the wild. Finding firewood proves challenging due to recent rain, but his trusty axe helps him gather enough for a fire.
The land has just been up and had a word with me. As you can see, it's pitch black now. And he's asked me not to camp here tonight.
As night falls, bringing a sense of isolation, an unexpected visitor, the landowner, arrives. Despite having a good conversation and exchanging contact information for future visits, the landowner asks the hiker not to camp there that night. The reason is that there will be hunting in the area early the following day, and they don't want anyone present for safety reasons.
Camp here again. Reason why I can't camp here tonight is because they're hunting early in the morning, so they're going to be shooting in here, so He don't want anyone in here.
In the darkness, the hiker packs up his camp, his plans interrupted by the impending hunt. As he exits the forest, he reflects with gratitude on the brief adventure. The abandoned trails and silent woods remind him that nature is always subject to forces beyond our control. In the quiet of the night, our Skywatcher from Mountain Beast Mysteries captures a phenomenon that defies explanation, stirring memories of past encounters and raising new questions.
It was moving really fast. It was quite bright. It seemed lower in altitude than a satellite, to be honest.
He explains his routine of filming the sky, often tracking lights that resemble satellites in case something unusual happens. Armed with his night vision camera, he begins a routine session. Suddenly, a brilliant blue orb appears, outshining any satellite. A second light moves in perfect sync, mirroring past sightings and blurring the lines between coincidence and deliberate contact. Abandoning his post, he races down treacherous terrain, capturing shaky footage of the object's otherworldly presence. The sighting raises questions. Is this a massive or smaller craft? And could these objects be tracking him across distances?
It shifts colors a lot, and it's like zipping around the sky and stopping, and like it does these really crazy maneuvers. That was the last major thing that I ever saw.
As dawn breaks, he reviews the footage, left with more questions than answers. This encounter reignites his passion for the unexplained and deepens the mystery of our skies. Our explorer sets out on a raw wilderness survival adventure in the heart of an ancient forest, leaving behind modern comforts.
भाई अचानक से यार इसको लकड़ी से ऐसे slide करते हुए.
As evening falls, the forest becomes more eerie. Shadows flicker at the firelight's edge, and unfamiliar sounds echo through the trees. Without the shelter of a tent, he feels exposed and vulnerable to the elements and the unpredictable wilderness. Returning to the shelter, he prepares to cook. He creates a makeshift oven using rocks and starts a fire. With nightfall, the forest becomes unsettling. Shadows dance around the fire, and mysterious noises amplify in the darkness. Loud bangs intermittently punctuate the silence, adding to the tension. The explorer's resolve is tested as he contends with the harsh conditions and growing fears. The endless night amplifies every sound, heightening his sense of vulnerability. The absence of a tent's safety exposes him, physically and mentally, to the wild's whims. Throughout the night, he reflects on the difference between camping in a tent and sleeping in an open shelter. He notes that a tent provides a sense of security, which his current situation lacks. As dawn approaches, he adds more wood to the fire to keep warm and waits anxiously for daylight. In the heart of ancient British woodlands, our intrepid YouTuber Mandy sets out on what he believes will be a peaceful gear testing expedition. Mandy describes his chosen camping spot in some ancient woodlands and lists the gear he's brought along. This includes a pump, various camping gadgets, cooking equipment, his new Exped tent, a sleeping pad and a sleeping bag.
Two-person tent. To be honest, it's way too big for one person, but when I'm camping locally, that's when I tend to take out my big tents with me.
As twilight descends, Mandy's campsite transforms into a cozy haven. Little does he know, his tranquil evening is about to take a dramatic turn.
Got it. Just been busted. Really busted. Like, freak on.
Suddenly, the roar of a Land Rover breaks the silence. Three men step out, one armed and another dressed in a suit. A surprising sight in the middle of the woods. Mandy's heart races as he hurriedly explains why he's there, using his YouTube channel as an unexpected lifeline in this tense moment.
This old guy with a gun, someone in a suit, and then the backup.
With grace and humor, he turns a potential disaster into a valuable lesson for outdoor enthusiasts everywhere. After the encounter, Mandy reflects on the experience, admitting it was his first time being caught wild camping. He emphasizes the importance of being apologetic and not aggressive in such situations. Mandy explains that he didn't realize it was a shooting woodland and acknowledges his mistake. In the biting cold of a Danish winter, our intrepid traveler embarks on an audacious journey across Europe, armed with nothing but his wit and a willingness to trust in the kindness of strangers.
I think that there may be a chance that I might be in Belgium tonight.
Although, yeah, that seems a bit optimistic, but honestly it's doable if things keep going like they've been going.
His ambitious journey from Denmark to Belgium becomes a story of human connections. Along the way, he meets a former programmer turned house builder, and Conrad, a seasoned hitchhiker full of stories. Every ride brings new experiences and unexpected acts of kindness, including overcoming a language barrier with a Turkish truck driver through gestures and goodwill. Yet the trip has its challenges. The complex highways of Germany feel like a maze, posing a real threat to his progress and testing his resolve.
Nee, ik ben een autostopper. Ja.
Autostopper?
Ja, hitchhiking.
In the packet. Ach so, okay. But
Fate intervenes in the form of a police stop. They can continue after a tense hour of negotiations and a €500 fine. The traveller is dropped off earlier, about 20 kilometres from Arnhem.
Slept in the drive, so that's nice, but me, was it cold?
However, our traveller finds himself battling not just distance, but the encroaching night and worsening weather. Although he didn't reach his intended destination by the end of the video, his journey, marked by moments of fear, unexpected kindness and chance encounters, highlights the power of resourcefulness and the importance of human connection.